Sampa de no. We ye say ye bebo sampa. Mine. Na ye kan say ye bebo no mine. E na sumahene kotiam. Sumahene no na sampa ye ne jasoa hene o ye ne brempon. E na okotiam say o makwan ma ye mo sampa mine. Santehene no. Santehene ye hwe. On application letter enkomo obi ase braman mo mine. Na chese na government no kura ani je ho se ho ma sampa nko asante ma sante ne mon mine. Nipa ba te poro champion du akwa o se no yonko a otano sa ne de no ne anyen sunsanso e obeso no jape kromene e de kodan Bono House of Chiefs se opeman hene e na drobo ne kotiam tunwane e peman hene dumase number 2 awu adomase kotiam monya ne nte se na wasa ne dibebi beso be peman hene ne afia prefofo mu ya ene sampa fam ya enumuwa ne bena
mami wakwa ba Embra Old Burger TV medin ene Jennifer Feed ubehu ya Facebook YouTube and afe so TikTok and then so ya sign atena sibio aye ne Mr. Kojo Ajimaya oye historian ebe twetwe nkomo kakra daddy mami samu wakwa ba bio Embra Old Burger TV
yo mejo so
idi so
mini aba no ofase ena me ba
eti da adaroma comment section ho no ayafa comment eto ho ai ena enene da bia odi kan a wo hwe ye won subscribe ya no subscribe ye aya like na share fa ma afoforo se ne be ya abre bia ye di video foforo betum bia no won san betimi akan na won so wetimi a share ma afoforo na nimde bia wo hwe anase opese ogu no won so wetimi ehu anase wati inti ene ye ne Mr. Kojo Ajima ebetwetwe nkomo kakra na ene de no efa eye Bono high say ahemfo no minim se bi obi nso a obi a wo hwe ye nso bebusa ne ho saa se adenti na ahemfo na omwo Bono high say no ebi mo kọ eye Asantehene ho for elevation because wo hwe ye wo baby ti se doma se number 1 wo mu bia nko ho ba wo se kwa jape krom ne kaka ho na ebi mo akoho
yo menua we de mega wase na mesanda ahwefo nso ase na sa topic we no na wase misa we no ya se misa dodo no ata bisa as a historian could have been etim bam ho privately maybe some say aditima Bono ahemfo ye a bypass the regional House of Chiefs eko Asantehene ebo ye mind and ebo ahemfo no bi no mind ni aba ni tietia ne say sa de no de wo de ho sobo ebo Asantehene mem Kojo Ajima menye ntum kire say ahemfo no a bekoma Asantehene bobe mind no obia di ho Asantehene a che da twa application letter e de abre no say je na bra na membo mind
omo ana
eko na se ba ne beko dia ene eye misa se adenti ne beko sa de
bia omo kwa akope bia sika bia na se bibi foforo bi
na ma beko Asantehene bobe mind enu ne ye question ye bonofo no esese ye bi se ye ho ne yenya solution no ene ne be ma yate ne ma bi ase na nokreka enya adwumanti no amanfo binom adidi tro abakose mutro a enye nokre ena omda so eka sebe ya edi oyele ene basabasa ye mentem kwase ntokwa ene ntemse ye ebeto ye ne satifo ntem ne no de meme history amosu ya no enya nokre tro
ntimi mo Asantehene
utimi mo Asantehene so bo sabre a yete send ya me nim de sampa right brekum awu adomase jape krum ena metwetwe ewo ade atu de fama sampa jape krum brekum awuadum asese kwa ene badu sene ya miniminim de omokọ Asanteman otase sampa Asantehene ne bo ne man jape krum Asantehene ne bo ne man brekum Asantehene ne bo ne man badu Asantehene ne bo ne man ba benkwa Asanteman council meeting doma mim krum pinim kwatwema sunyane domase number 1 nsoko ene wenji be 7 ba be kwa Asanteman council meeting be 6 enti misa ya ho se ne akoshim bai ade ntuma binom be koma Asantehene ebo be man hene otiase yinya Asantehene no ebe boa ye nyina
na mambu se omukofo omo personal interest anase kuro no a omuwo mu a ya bo omo ma hene nti na e ma wo omukofo e na se ye omo personal interest anase omo kuro ni nti ade nti omo bono haise no ni omo hwehwe wo ho no bono ha no omo nti bi nya ne ha na
eba me do asi bebre me baso oti ase nipa bi ana ohini bi be kase me ko Asantehene ho na abọ man hene no nye man hene oti ase man hene no ma menchire na ti for ti ase ye kase o ye man hene ma de kire se wonya government recognition aban ajewo nya wo nipa bia no won sase o man no a wo control no aban aje atum say ye traditional area ye independent ense ohini bi ase mpacho what ase nti ni odi sa man na anim no ene ye friend say oyo man nti for example sunya ye man sunya ni area na nensase area na o control no eno ne friend traditional state na ni edi animu no ene friend o man no ne here na before you be from o traditional state no you be from o man hene no just a government na jiatum agazette o say wono wonti obi asase so wow udi ukui and therefore o your mind ye mo man hene so ituoka
efi
about aka udini wo government payroll so ituoka ye mo bailiff ye mo registrar omu nyina ye friend say controller staff yitu abeka abama allowance wo dey running wo traditional council office no wo who said dem sisira no wo ye mawa yitu oka man no yitu oka na se kire bio so ne say man no a abane age atum no o di so na ye from man hene no sa man no agudie bi epie frim say yes ka ko da monom ne ade timba kura no a na abane no bitu a wo man hene no wo ho no so ye den oba na otu a ade a ye friend royalty ye de kan mpaboa so percentage bi akọ o man hene no ho for your ukru no the development etisa onya man hene na wa te won sase so a wo control on sase no kura na mbom no wo do ho akobata ohene bi se ne brempon akom hene adonten benkum nifanom ne ade a esan se wo no abane nyo o man no ntum se eye independent intino se agudie bi efri yentuoka jese man hene no kwa se agudie bi epiefri wasase nom so a o man hene no a odo ho akobata no a oye obrempon oye ne brempon no ne ho ne ye de ne ho ne ye ba mpaso so what ase enti ade bia efata se ese se yere yɛde ma wo ɛka mpaboa so no ɛbɛkɔ man hene no ho na man hene no akutiri ketewa bi ɛde abrɛw wo awa asase no a wodi so hene no a wode kɔsom no no ɔyɛ man hene nti no agreement bi a abare ɛne no ɛne ɔmbɛyɛ bia no ɛyɛ ɔne saa man hene no ɛne yɛ
say Nidi Mona, one I don't want to
very good. On order of Wakobata.
Why might be sworn to me?
One more beyond to be Yanu. Alpha. What I say. And on the etos of you. Our boundary, right? Or mine henny. And then a young mine henny. Better bet to share. What I say. Bet to be boundaries. It is a 1 year mine henna. This order who bata or mine in be. Na Edru say yet to see, and now Edru be a etisa or no or wiring or no or defender. What me am presentable. Si bio Jawasa say, no, your mind hina. Just a old mind hina. Odo ho bata no, nene twesa manso no edema. So man hina no anyere no ho antwe manso no amawa. Say nipa kro no anasa man hene kro no o tabiri won saso no de akọ eti nipa no to say sa na tie dia mea abakosem amamra ni amane efanso no me nam dim kui ntema saase so me nse biase nambo alliance me dem hoko bata nipa kro no na se sa na tie dia ene me nkoma abane enye mentum nam so batuanka Bamam registrar, amam bailiff, my office. What I say? Now, Panis or Fisher Ma, what Timo, what you have wrong? Because about 2 years, ever 2 campaign, ya politicians, ever ye. Benko a decree for her. Benko a prempon her. A man in a 4 best on the bed. All call Kitane brown envelope. My energy or the ash and bottom. Or tranica mo poor. Or ya man in it no obetma tran na him via for phone. Their free president or minister. Who ya ne brempon anani tikura. Obeko president hono. Yes, I would the foul man hen so. So who advantage a woman in no. Advantage a woman in America. This all the foul man hen so. Woman hen no am more approval ultimate.
Of course, yes, Ubin to me, Janet.
Just on a so more on them is wrong. A deep part of house, Namiam was as I am so. Ye me free bobino queer, name Jemas as na Brunin she munti, and a mem dem wabere, have a battle. Nasana tear dear, and the men come up a panning yementum.
It's a one I don't walk.
Now me out, what I said, na Nema as I said, Minian wa banning no, so my headache, Monyabi. What I said, and no manipa, and not or any be or your brempon, and a decru grammar, or one assassin out to swap. All pass assassin go down will be an a yo no one assassin, or preserve, as I say about mine.
Ness a nuntina, Bono ahim for Nibino, it me call as Asanteman.
Mebaso. Well, near my bona him for no echo institution, and I say, Kua, a timber mine, a regional house of chiefs. What I say? The regional house of chiefs no be ball mine. Just say, or hina, or don't want a batano sell brimpono, or tiasia. Say, oh, me brimpon we, or tenana sasso. I prepare. My recommending say, or you more come in a day. Now so, and now or you more daunting, and now the Kikan come. It's answer Otina Sasso. Now or no one the Koji Assassino, and ye mem mine no. Memas Asintino. Ne mamma, my dear dance say, or one names are say or tiso. Names are so are no for her, why any plan or they attach it, nor they are called regional house of peace. Now, regional house of cheese to about the cool. Ye if you move who said, near all my hen and all can a no cry. Not just say, Yedoko national. Now your process or document to chieftaincy secretariat. Now ya yede ya your mind in it. Now just say aban ajatum. Ne ya publish no local government bulletin. What as I say or hinesimasi if you necro on ne dom ne manner who disono ya bon mind. Nane ya ma ye bon ha. Amanfo edi milika ekwa Asante. Masantehene ono recommend be kasa ni ninyamu wo ye manhena se dem di kankan utim recommend obrempom bi wo obrempom ye bon manhena ntini yentuma amanfo biane kwa Asante no Masantehene recommend be no ene se ye house ha no atimodini bi wo ha ya hemfo no mpese be recommended or hina ordinary application beba mbajo so what ase enti ordinary application akon na bia yere na bia kotiam waru okotiam sa no a na regional house of peace no empese be ye mfa mano eye timodre keke betim nya twetwemu hu se ohene kro ate na sase so online obia eso ahoya anti no na ba kanase mbato o te ase ba kanase eti se dipa no te wa na mo kanesa
enne na me ame
ene me ame kwa Asante me kwa akoka se Asante hene yemura o te ase
ono so obe ya ma
ono so be ya ma Asante hene no obo man hino wa mo man hino oye ne Asante hene o te ase ena ono no wo obo man hina wo no wala wanse awo beji ena oniema no ono onye bi ne ohwehwe wo te ase ena wo ye man hine te se de enkura no a ono na Asante confederacy Asanteman no ye gine tum se ono na ye supreme enti ono Asante hene no hu se ni pasma so de ebe dami se membo de man hine kura na memposu se Asante hene no eso nya den eso nte enti adan na membo de man na babia ote no ono so abane enye no ntum na niema ne esese otim nya firi abane no eboa ne kuro no onfa boa na Asantehene abone man nti minu ba niema nkrofo ekwa Asante no eno no
na se nya ye ntimi nkobo Asantehene so bo bia na emom ena enya ahemfo na omo obo no ha no na emom ono so omo a omo di omo akobata wo omo no na enimu awo ahemfo o make statement so timodin bi wo
oh in the house.
Okay.
I am coming to read some documents to you. Now, document verse 4. Ye di fia predie ebe twato. Na ye di twato a atiefo a ye wo bono manim ha. Ye nyina ye bete ye ho ase. Na yo Asantehene no. Onye hu Asantehene ye hwe. On application letter enkomo obi ase braman mo mahene. Na timodene amode bo nkrofo no e house ho. Eno ne mo bi gane ko. Jepe krom Asantehene ne bo ne mahene. Sampa Asantehene ene bo ne mahene. Wote ase. Eye den na Asantehene e bo ne mahene. E bo sampa mahene. Me bekin kan adibi letter ya ikitami. Na me kan wi a minimi se atifo ebete ye meka yase or say objection let me read this place or say Pong Ahafo regional house of chiefs PO box 81 Sunyane elevation to paramountcy status. I am happy to inform you that at its standing committee meeting held on Tuesday, 25th October 1983, Nananum agreed that your stool be raised to paramountcy. This letter was written in October 1983. This office shall in due course inform you when to come and perform the customary aseda mentioned in this office. This office congratulates you on your elevation and membership of this August House. Signed by Registrar AP Osewusu and addressed to Nana Asanteman, P.O. Box 50, Sampa. Sampa dear no. We say ye bebo Sampa mine. Na ye can say bebo mine. Na sumahini kotie. Sumahini no na Sampa ye ne jaswa hene o ye ne brempon. No kotie say oh makwan ma ye mo Sampa mine if we say Sampa te na sase so Sampa eye ne brempon what you say na ye say na ye bitu committee na committee no aye hwehwem say na sumahini kano eye no kra na say no kra committee no report me or say objection the headlines no or say objection to the paramount chief of objection of the paramount chief of the Suman traditional area and his elders against the petition of the Asanteman and his elders praying for membership of the Bono Ahafo Regional House of Chiefs. Nasi treaty am say Suma ekutiam so on tiase nti betu committee or say with reference to your letter dated 18th January 1984 with relevance to the above subject matter, the office would like to submit the following comments, observation and advice. On 13 February 1982, the then regional secretary of the Bono Ahafo region, the Honorable Mr. Kwame Sarah Mensah, charged Nananum to seriously consider the disparity in the representation at the regional House of Chiefs between the Browns and Ahafos. He also suggested that any chief in the region who deserved a representation in the House should be considered. Consequently, Nananum appointed 4-member committee comprising of Nana Boachi Tromo the third, chairman, Nana Yadom Boachi Owusu the second, member, Mr. A.P. Pepra, member, A.P. Osewusu, member. Eti Sampa na application of the coin. Sa committee we na omyede. Omote. Sa PNDC tab 1984. Na Sarah Mensah oye regional secretary of Bono Ahafo. Ne na watwere say aban de abase yen Bono ne Ahafo. Edu ba bia yeso ahemfo no abewa Ahafo no bedoso. Ba bewo Bono bedoso ye kotoa ba obi gina ye kotoa ba say House of Chief President obi gina Ahafo ane ya 20 ano because Bono fo no doso no fe say equality eba. Enti ahemfo binum ho a yempeja wo Bono Ahafo region no e na Sampa de koy yentie ne eto aso or say after the committee has studied the various positions, documents, etc., and had considered the pros and cons entailed in the issue at stake, it was sufficiently convinced that Sampa had a genuine case and therefore recommended it to be included in the list of chiefs to be admitted to the regional house. Also the committee no the study report no na Sampa had a genuine case and the committee no recommendation they say include Sampa what the person of job na wodim ne see suma hinkro suma ahemfo no ekotete nse report wa ba ekotete youth na chi and now mo three elected the house for say mo bosuma man hena sorry mo bosampa man hena yen yintum and ye be yemu jasem what I say so ebe ye your friend is saying aban no adesoa say na we committee ya hwehwem yes of after say your money man aden na mo issue threat say ye bosampa man hena ebe yemu jasem what I say inti na house no abuhu regional house of chiefs no ekonkon ho a ontimi nye den ontimi nye bem pese bede nokuredie bebetu be na si ho pan anya kokoduro na de nokuredie aye adwuma now be twentwen so ena government no say no sampa SSS sampa yebo ni mahene in tuba paragraph the last paragraph of the Small Youth Association letter to the chairman of the PNDC is an overt threat which should not be entertained and clearly also betrays their motive.
The one that question you to say
I have only the quantity of money. What I say? My betrayal letter for house war issue threat. Say mo boss am pa man na ye just here. Wo breku a committee that recommend the say. Committee am boy na bo ache trouble no say ye hwehwemu no sampa fata. Otina sase so onan ubia ye mo ne man. Nso stay na konkomo. Na house no ntin mva recommendation no enko. Ye hwe report no from the office of the president are making kai. Or say this office would like to emphasize that Sampa deserves to be upgraded and admitted to the Bono Ahafo Regional House of Chiefs. For their continued absence from the house does not augur well for the unity and peace which the Nanom want to forge among the various ethnic groups in the region. Moreover, there is no doubt that should this house fail to upgrade and admit Sampa, the golden stool will surely do it, and this will further go to heighten the already explosive Asante Bono Ahafo chieftaincy problem. Office of the President no can say asim kuyo. Or see should the house fail to do it, Sampa be call. Why the be man? The golden stool no ya there.
say Asante.
Yes, Asantehene. Abano say Sampa fata. Mo the man. Na se mama golden stool be there. Asantehene be there. Asantehene be man. Na just na government no kura any je ho say se ho ma Sampa nko Asante. Ma Asantehene mo man.
Because my investigation,
that's right. My investigation. I give bia my who say Sampa efata say your body mind. So, Minerva, you see, here at Sema PNDC Rollins Oka say Monoa Motisuma Motra Trenkrata say Montiasie. Na yebo Sampa man hina ebe yi mujasem no me ka kire mo mama ate ase se Sampa fata se yebo no man hina nti se mo ama golden stool no beye na Sampa anyani independence na yetima akọ ne man hina ho na che se the government of the day ko na nije ho se mo anye se Asantehene obon man hina enu nti ma Sampa ekoma Asantehene ebo ne man nti sa evidence ba ku am there to for me ba Asantehene na
Dabi
anase ye Bono House of Chiefs
Dabi and ye be say ye Bono House of Chiefs
sanete Bono House of Chiefs
untimi mo Asantehene so bo
untimi mo Asantehene so bo
yeah
ene ohene no a ono twere ko dia mu no beni SSS bo be so bo na ye Asantehene what you say
yeah
no credit e ba ko me as a historian no Me ya bono ni mbono na mem ye no enye by coincidence. A natural design say Yankopon bomb bono ni. What I say, number no kwede ye baako. Mem makwan ma obi ntumfuturo engu domnani ma emfanto kwa ma oman wim ane metoye ne santifo yentem. Meba second example so. Look. Global State Affairs Special Committee Report. Japekrum Hene, that is claimant, and Drobo Hene respondent. Membership of committee. Akufiami Yang, Nana Kufiami or Tekma Hene chairman. Kufibo Aba Yamfo Hene member. Mr. Jacob Ba member. Mr. P.K. Yapua, secretary. This 1960, right? And Jabekrum, Sabrina independence. Jabekrum, Ekudi Drobo Hene, na Gomene. What I say? Now, Ono Ankasa Etin, any independent free tete. No, yes, or pay independence or Treba, Regional House of Chiefs. And na drobo hini kutiem said the Japekrum Hene or ye ne prempong no kom hini dino o makwan ma ye money mine.
Na aya de nti na ma omon person betias.
Na so person na ye pe. Okay. Nipa ba te poro champion dudu akwa. O tana oyonko a, o sene oyonko a o tana. Sa ne de no ne anyen sunsanso e obeso no. What I say? And na ye two whole committee. Say ne yan hwehwem say ye no kwese Japekrum Hene ye wakwa anot wasase so. This is the report. We nyam nam tell you archival evidence, and I'm going to read or see the committee's terms of reference to examine the petition of Japekrum Hene for separate state and paramount status and the petitions of Drobo Hene against the claims of the Japekrum Hene and to devise and to advise the regional commissioner as to how best the dispute between the two chiefs can be amicably settled. This dispute between the two chiefs has been patiently and carefully investigated, and the committee findings are as follows. The Japekrum Hene and other claim is that they originally migrated from Akwamu as independent people and royals to the German Hene, while the Drobo Hene came from Droboso, a village near Techman. That they settled at Mposu independently, and later the Drobos came and settled at Old Drobo, and that their area of authority covers the villages and towns of Mposu, Japekrum, Kwasibokrum, Motokrum, Nchenchemom, Jankwabra Krum, Kokasi Krum, Basa Krum, with a population of not less than 15,000, and that for the conventions of administration, the then chiefs of Suma, Kwachuma, and Sokot, Sekwa, Atuna, Jinim, and Amposu chose to serve Drobo Hene, subject to breakaway. Nsoko and others broke away in the time of the Asante Confederacy. That the title of the Akwamu was given to them by the Drobo Hene recently. That is to say, after the formation of the Asante Confederacy, but they did not hold the title in the olden days, and that by their ancient custom they have nothing to perform with the Drobo Hene. The Drobo Hene could and still can perform his customs without them. Now, and that their demand for separate state and paramount status is long-standing dispute, which was approved by the then Bono Champion Council, now Bono Ahafo Regional House of Chiefs. In that, the present Drobo Hene Nana Kofi Bosnia Jinenpi, who was the president of the then Bono Champion Council, agreed and allowed equal monetary contribution payable by each paramount chief for the struggle to be collected from the Japekrum Hene and his people, which they paid. The total amount paid being over 950 pounds. And finally, that the present Ghana government, seeing that they deserve a separate state, granted them separate committee of management, and now they have their own representative in the Sunya Central Local Council, while the Drobos have their own representative. Ghana Gazette Notice 865 number 2, 1935, dated 25th April 1955, tendered in evidence. Now the evidence of Jape Krumhene establishing their Asian status was corroborated by the written evidence from Jamanhene through his linguist Yabuatin. Extract from Jamanhene's written evidence dated 22nd November 1960 reads: Mamemra Aseha Jamanhene evidence release. On the whole, it is difficult for the committee to accept the truth, to accept as truth the evidence of Drobohene. Summing up the case for the case of Jape Krumhene and that of the Drobohene, the committee is satisfied beyond all constitutionally beyond all reasonable doubt that Jape Krum deserves a separate state and paramount status. Under Ghana Gazette Notice referred to in this report, which have never been challenged by Drobohene, the Jape Krumhene had already his area of authority with separate elected member representing them in the Sunya Central Local Government. In order that peace and good administration shall prevail, the committee recommends and gives advice that a separate state and paramount status be created for the Jape Krumhene. Dated as Sunyane, 15th day of December 1960. This report, net of Abom Yinan said, Jape Krumhene Edekodai, Bono House of Chiefs, said Opemahene, and Nadrobo Nikutiam. Nadrobo Nikutiam, not just a committee, yet to committee near review. And the two star committee, Mabubu didn't on men them body view. Very if you know. Jaman hena oyebe ina be panyina jaman hena ye friend upon hena o te Cote d'Ivoire e bai. What I say? No be dia dance say. E ye nokre Jape Krum ye na bo mu a. E na beji 2 house no beji 2 mu na 1961. Be bo Jape Krum ene man. Now afifa no ba ye no ni be twam. O man hini bia mem Krum Jape man hini 1961. Afifa no mbaye ne bedi soja mbra bi ba se ohini bia Kwame Nkrumah epenso ye bo man hini bia ye twam eni twam Krum binim dim etwa Jape Krum dim what I say etwa tu bodom ofuma nom e twitwa wo nyina wo dim so ne omunya man hini dim omunya man hini e Kwame Nkrumah penso no se soja ban afifa no ma National Liberation Council na be mpe Kwame Nkrumah se on ya mencho no sa ene kobaye na Jape Krum beje ne manhene 1968 mem Krum ene ye ne de the same date wonya manhene bio ene Jape Krum yes obepre manhene that was the PNDC time sa amanhene 20 no aba ka se be po be manhene nkumya ahemfo 20 na yempeja be origin no ka hu so or the baha ma nana drobo hina no ho sa abre no wo se dina bi defo okotiam no anya adwuma because nana bo se dina bi defo no wo influence e wo house wo pa what you say aman no a ahemfo no a bekofa bonu champion buy meka suma inkro doma si number 1 right? Ena techiman beni be di mutitiman pa safo no na be influence in the house enti so ohini bi e kana ho na otene ho say ye money independence na omo ye den be twitwa be titene ni nantrim eti jabe krom here say house we no odi na application ko na drop hene akotie mu a be boni guga no nya ne ntem no kan say okay sa na tie dia ene me nye den ene me nkwa asante sabre no ye store ewo adum Afro and Sons ewo kumase no did craft away ekitami abigina so born in 1961 no e course Asantehene ho same qualified no born in because already no your mind in 1961
na ye best san
any ye be free in some amanyo semti e na o se me pen bi o momfa ma me nkrum ene de ye je ene ye san reapply e na omo edemaye na dwinim enya man jabe kuru be boni guga no no so te se sampade trap ohuriye oko setu otena me chono enti sa bugabono
every Bono house of
thieves niaba infra Asantehene every Bono house of thieves wo mo de sa bugabono eba matiam no enye no every tete ye beba sunyan de so na ye difia pre de abikato sunyan e bank dumase number 2 awua dumase kotiam report no nikitam no le kotiam what I say me back in can report we but biate se Asantehene ono ne aya ye bebie program we no na obi ahu na sam futuro no a ye panifo no bi etugu bonofo no ni a pepese ede ntamsaye ne wonji ene tokwa ebeto ye na Asantefo tem no ade na ye den afri ho because ntokwa ba beno be wosika beno be yira no be manom be wo international passport to abebe full plane akwa jaye na ya akaye no ye ko na ye antiase man ye si kodwa no ebi mesi ha because ntokwa anye de what you say enuti ma me majeman mo tu mo si wo say me ye self crusade we na wa wo de abakosema enye no krepeba abeto ye ni Asantefo ntem no mekotia what you say my dear sister let's go for it look agreement reached between Nana Kwame Kuran or Asantehene of Dumasi number 2 and Nana Asantehene of Duma mihuni ye wena apupa and then the Sunya Asantehene Nana Amo Nkrawiri the second Omo report na me back in or say further to my letter this was written office of the regional administration PO Box 104 Sunyane we are cover letter. Let me read the headlines here. Or say agreement reached between Nana Kwame Kuran, the cease or Asantehene of Odumasi number 2 and his elders, and Nana Bosoma Aso Nkrawiri the second, Sunyane and his elders at a meeting held on Friday, 29 July 1988 with the PNDC regional secretary on the elevation of Nana Asantehene to paramountcy. Omo report na me bekin. The background of this is 1988 Sunyankura applied right to the friend saying the house of chiefs ni etiem and Dumasi awua Dumasi kotiem say on tiase ma a friend saying Sunya money man report no worry na make na into the me what you say me ba number 4 and na house no through committee say Say a word must say, what yam there? And yet, Yati committee Yamaya with him. Sunyan Kruha, Mratiano, a ye, a Chisuluku, Sabe their mind and never pay, a Usuyan. It is a committee that trusts your friend saying, House of Keys. But all report with a vandalized the place. It is the whole area a security threat. When the JH Uuswa Champon, Sabe or no regional minister, no yet or friend of Fanunina, their report to Nikitama, may back in kind sections of this report. Actually, because report no worry. Eti beko trans no energy mensa ano ibrikum no regional minister or can say no minimum free meeting ye mamon kokontokwa at the expense of development. It is a meeting we my friend say when you want ya eda a word masi entem ene sunyane entem no yebe settle na kasa ni nyamu ni etima huko hiya say yebe bo sunya man hene no president no politicians na me kan say nyamia ni bi sunya na ye regional capital sunyane a ye regional capital no onye man hene enti in fact e se na munyam enti yebe bo sunya na sunya hene man hene o ta say e na awu adomase ekotie ena asem no ekudru the then regional secretary na owo eye yewura GH Usu Achampo betra so no asem abeka yi ni me yi because report no e worry opening of the floor for contributions. At this juncture, the regional secretary requested for views. Any member of the official side as well as that of Nananom would like to express. Procedure for settling the matter. The regional secretary made it clear that there will be no cross-examination by both parties as to the merits and demerits of Nana Sunyahine's petition. He petitioned to the Bono Ahafo Regional House of Chiefs. He then called on the two parties to give their consent to the amicable settlement, which they did. He therefore invited Nana Sunyahine to speak. Nana Sunyahine is speaking. Nana Sunyahine indicated that when his ancestors, led by Nana Bwahinkoko, came into contact with Bosonjistu, which came from Bantama, the leader of his ancestors, Bwahinkoko, being from Amakom, and Amakom being historically junior to Bantama, they live as brothers of the Asante stock, regarding the Bosonjistu naturally as the elder brother. Consequently, he continued, now that his elder brother Nana Odumasihene, that is number 2, Bosonjistu has been elevated to such a high position, he would like his historically regarded senior brother to assist him in his elevation also to paramountcy. Consent by Nana consent to Nana Sunyarahen's request by Nana Odumasihene. The issue was then put before Nana Odumasihene, Odumasi number 2 Hene. After some discussions among his elders, he requested for permission to leave the meeting for consultations. On his return, Nana said that they have no objection to Nana Sunyahene's request and promise that his stools will not object to Sunyahene's application and further promise to assist his junior brother to achieve paramountcy status. What you say? Nature of a bomb, they say. Sunyahene no asem ne say. Ono everything, ono free batman. Ofri fam. Ofri batman, ofri amakum. And I'm best here. What you say? And I'm moye Asante for, right? Moye of Asante stock. Na moye Asante stock unti. Onim say oye ni nua pahini. Bosom testu a oye word mase. Oye ni nua pahini. Onye ni nua pahini say wono koche no oye independent or whatever hudie. Oye ni nua pahini say wanyini che no. Munyina mo history ya ba ko say munyina mo firi Asante ene besetre ha ebe konje ha. Are na ono ope manhuna ese ukotia ma ye oyede regional minister no di mo a nka regional house of chiefs no antiman settle this dispute menu aba eye JH Owusu Atampo ono ene ye den utim twa ba ebo saa de oya no ema sunya enya manhene nka sunya na enya manhene just because odomase number 2 eye awadumase ekutiam enti niama enti okotiami se nyese JH Owusu Atampo oye smart na saa bre no so jaba na ewo so nti betim de patanga eya de yebeye onti ase ayebeye what you say, I never seen a soldier for me to betu ejina okwana no na se wonya wa betu biga. What you say? And na bede batanga from say umbo yebeye bosu ya hene man. Ejino a word must for but man kasa bi. E born na su ya hene man. Ne sunya no konani se oye man hene. Nka sunya ye regional capital. Nanka ne hene ayi dikro efata na ofi se sabre no nyeso jaban ele Owusu Atampo tikese a onim nyansa oba mu no tu ne na si ho bekosi aye no sunyane domasi bi se o report no e warranty se na meeting ya amafre eye sunyanfo na se monfra na ase hwan na se monfre hwan ni initiative and Owusu Atampo katrebe be say eye mem Owusu Atampo I'm the regional minister, regional secretary. Eye mem initiative. Etina Owusu Atampo tikasi a onim nyansa onu de tu ne na si ho se aine he sunyane ye bebo man eti mem Owusu Atampo je to Owusu Atampo minimum free meeting no ena no ka se ye mebo nkuro ha ye de soja abane na take the decision say ye bebo sunya man nti ye fie ha no ye pese umienu no obi ate ase se ntokoni ho na hopeo sunya ne be yaman ena sunya ne kasa me oframakom fiba ono su friba ntama nso men sunya ne mframakom ye nyina ye santefo ene be boy ho adwa ye ha mhu ne so eyim nua panyini enti minua panyini no mon kantre no na on supportum na minya manhene ena domase number 2 eti otu agina ko gina babi ona ne mbanifo be ba bro yo ya tiase ye nyina kuma no o se opeman na momfama no ne nyina ye ntena ha asubidie elia na domase number 2 etiem asenye pataga nka sunyane enya manhene na nka nye pataga na mamusu nya manhene nko no so be gana akọ asante akọ dini independence wọ́n yẹ mẹ́tọ́ no eti ní ẹ̀mí kan sẹ́ mọ̀tíẹ́m no ẹ̀yẹ too much.
ọmọ àná edi ọmọ
abọ̀ ẹnu ní di nkọ̀fọ́ kòtúrú nù a bí gánà kọ asante no.
ní ẹ̀kọ́ bọ̀ ọmọ
ahìn no eti sẹ́ wọ́n di yẹn no ho so kó wọ́n bẹ̀ kọ́ asante hìn a Memem kodrat mam tiham ye historian no menye ntom sa report we signatories Nana Kwame crying the seas of Mining of Dumasi number 2 was signed Nana Akuya Kunama number Otoso Miensa or Mining Dumasi number 2 Nana Kwame Asante Krobia the third Adontenhene Nana Yawusu Jasehene Nana Sai Frempong Adentiahene Benkumhene Nana Kwabname Yaw Avirem Pehene Nana Ugusu Bempa the first Nkoswahene Nana Bafo Jau Atipemene Nana Kwam Tebri Atiamehene or Tomasi number 2 I have for no wish a meeting national then we say near Yakan report to him no Bajatum Yamus Yamai and the Sunyan side and so no Nana Bosoma Asom Clearly the second Sunyahene Nana Yanyama the second Sunyahima Nana Koku Pepra Kultihene Nana Ubri Yabua Binkumene Nana Pam Benkai Adontehene Nana Kusi Abura Jasehene Nana Pam Kuntuma Nifahene Nana Sare Nkontima Kum Apojahene Nana Kodja Day Asopahene Nana Kodjo Mabua Abakumahene Ochiami Chumosi Ankra Ochiamehene J2 so champonzo ni signature ni winia se J2 so champon ni ma nka asem no yentima sovo original house of this Bono half original house of this
onzo come ekoboni
onzo come ekoboni manyene kumase because on the ground ni hisi chese uframakom dey say okay want o si ye nyina yefiri amakom ne bantama of Asante stock ye nyina ye santefo e ebe na wanka
okay
no report me na kan my brother who be kan okwe so fear prede ayeke mini aba na eti for lock nipa entre wi asesa what you say me no mmeka masem no na ma ye mu hwehwemu me mbom sremu nka sem da because historians no we are not trained like that. We believe in evidence. Once a man who can, who was just one now, they can. What you say? Fear play. Chairman Sponsors 2. 12 March 2014. Registrar, Regional House of Chiefs, Bono Ahafo. What you say? Application, DSA, application for information on the status of Fiapri stool. I am the chief of Fiapri, the occupant of Chairman Sponsors 2, Fiapri. My stool is independent and not a member of any traditional council. I wish your office to confirm my stool status as an independent stool, as my stool does not swear oath or allegiance to any stool. Thank you. Yours faithfully, Nana Opoku Ababio, Fiapri. And the call Oyano. Nana Chama from saying Obedina Nakuyano. Then it was 2014. Now, Himwaya, although ye independent, on checking Biase into Opeso who needs status in the house. So, he be as a Senate crew and an Ebrempono. As a separate Dinko in the friend Gazette. National House of Chiefs, near the Akko Chieftaincy Secretariat, local government, Minister of Local Government, they gazette you say, or any way, and then decrew way, oh yeah, or mine any way, Nebrempong, and I need decrew. Now, it is our status to be any Fiapri, a course, opposite Ijinabria, a region num. What I say? Response me, Bono Ahafo Regional House of Chiefs, PO was 81 Sunyane. Our reference number BA/HC.54/46. Date 9th April 2014. What I say? Or the call March, April, no responded. Nana Opoku Ababio, Fiapri. Reference application for information on status of Fiapri 2. Your letter dated 12 March 2014 refers, please, to inform you that the house is unable to confirm or otherwise the status of Fiapri stool because the town is not represented in the house, either a divisional council or a traditional council. As such, there is no document to that effect in the house. Stephen Olusu, Assistant Research Officer for Registrar. There is no document over there. So, we are mine, and now we are mine in the Brempong.
Bono House of Tea.
Bono House of Tea reply. Enti menhye mo amo de abasa menhye ni biase na chese mo confirm wo ha ne o kan ha ne se on hye ohiri biase no what I say no ordinary application
Correct.
O go house no o the application no go house no na mutu e friend say nkofo bi nko tiam sunya nko tiam e na domase e friend say domase nsu ko tiam Domasi number 1. Elsu kotiam. What I say? Ena award domasi so ekotiam. So na be evidence ni me kenkan evidence we ma amanfo nyina ate. Nanne yatiase ne obia kan sa da no. What I say? Summary of evidence by Asanteman, right? Nana Asanteman, in his evidence to the committee, stated that the fear priesthood does not owe allegiance to him. He rather said that the Asanteman stool had boundary dispute with the fear priesthood and that the request by fear priesthood for registration should not be entertained by the committee until the boundary dispute was resolved by the court, because land and chieftaincy were in tandem. The committee made it clear to Nana Asanteman that the matter before them was not about land, but the registration of a chief as independent chief. So if Fiapre did not owe allegiance to him, then he had no issue to present to the committee. Committee na someone kind. So where Fiapre on your brempong on shawasi. No mom on no what assassin man's no there. Assassin man's no has nothing to do with say every man so every pijam so your mind. Eti na sem no be bought to here. Now summary of evidence by Odumasi number 1. The evidence of Odumasi number 1 was presented by Nana Badu, Asantehene of the traditional area. He said Fiapre lands was given by Antipen Busa, Odumasi number 1 Hene, who was the father of Nana Ponsan, Fiapre Hene and founder of Fiapre. He therefore said the relationship between Odumasi number 1 Hene and Fiapre Hene was father and son. One. He said in order to strengthen the relationship between them, Fiapre was offered a jumping stool by Nana Odumasi number 1 Hene. He said Nana Odumasi Hene was waiting for the response from Nana Fiapre Hene. When Fiapre Hene interrogated Nana Asantehene on whether Fiapre owes allegiance to Odumasi number 1 Hene, he answered in negative and said the relationship is father and son one. Indeed, Fiapre, per your own Odumasi number 1, per your own statement in this report, Osi Fiapre nyede on shawasi. One man at Championship one day into on shawasi. What I say? It is a moment you can't say where they are. Any free hand they see here. And just say me say and then the court by. Now what's I say out to so class Sabre Yetiana Dipalusa or no the Nehema a Yapoma and in your Marchman Ponsan the first. Never then Jafo, but be a tran and don't be put tran. A friend say Cheraha. No go home or he might know what effect to say meaning about our fee. No, what your man. What your man no warren. No catch us all. Me ha my is I see my be brinty bra. Not to bra no to the better. Oh no, no about my better. Chairman was not the first. No man as I say. so wo na odom wo got na ho ndi nuaba se bo ma waro no ye ajapade ma wa na achire sawade no gu se wu na ono aba se ajapade a wo ma fie ni osi a wo ma betim no o betina de anana busuafo be bejiba de no kre na chese oba no de soma okosom antibem no de omregu na hefa no ko kasa asemo ya ye beto atum even ye ya kan fo ya mamregu wan beto atum wan beto watu mo ama no asema makaniu se fuapri enhyem ase well now summary of evidence by a word message nana boache ya boache antipem hena of a word message now let's conclude. The panel then asked him what the Odomasi number 1 wanted, and he responded that Fiapre should have consulted them for their blessing before requesting for his registration as independent too.
Oh, okay.
Eti sem papa do, right? Na se me kope MPD. Na mamo wa mane. Ade ebeto be na imposters. Etitara abontene. Eti so bono oboma na se ukotiam.
Unti ubetimi abom so.
Ubetu abom so bo. What I say? Even ubom so bo kra ne manka nkyere wa. Asobrache ne yem. Aniamo ho ne maye. Ba no nkyere se me MP na me kopa di no. Me nyai. Ana hu ne me so no. Ha de ebe hawo se mama wa mane. Enti se Fiapre ammo mane a. So bo ne mo hwe obi a Fiapre hene fere no. No ma ko kan kire nse da fu ye no te ya ye nte ne bone akomwa Fiapre akomwa chama mponsa stuli oye antipem ye na antipem oye na konta o ti ase na konta de akonta nka o kope bibi dia o ti ase se nka o kan kire mo akonta wan kan kire mtino we de mo anya de o ele mo mpe bibi empata akonta enyefe eno so ye kobo ndidi mniaba mama no asemi o edi ye ken so we na mention now summary of evidence by a word mercy nana ya wache anti-premier of a word mercy in evidence to the committee stated that Fiapre was subservient to a word mercy too. He said nana kofuboa nana kwakudua nana ya omensa who were chiefs of Fiapre all served under and swore oath of allegiance to a word mercy. He further stated that when land boundary dispute erupted between Fiapre and Nana Sunyahene, Fiapre came to Kwame, Nana Kwame crying the fifth, a word mercy to seek his help as his overlord to enable him litigate the case. When the committee inquired from Nana and Atipem if Fiapre was subservient to a word mercy too, he answered in affirmative and supported the claim with exhibit A, G, and K that were submitted with written response on the matter. What I say? A word mercy or if Fiapre swore oath or allegiance to him. What I say? Fiapre shenase. Domase number 1. Wose na sase a wote so eye ode nti mo hemfu mienu no wane de na yenti wane de na yenti ode Fiapre e de no ho be patam o hene so ye ka hensem a asase sem e na kire se nipa no ye hene wote ase se nipa no ne asase a o ne hene e na wo so ode no ho be pataw na mom na asase a ote so enye wo de na we so de asase a ote so eyeme de wo so wo so akire me a na che se ade a ode na asase a ote so nyina ode abesua e de akire wo Assassin was so the peaceful lay claims say and the anti-money for me, you know, a yet master number one and a word master. Why, dear, ENT is easy. One day, dear ENT. You think about it. Think about it, my dear sister. This is their own report, their own statement. What I say? Well, summary of evidence of fear prehene. Now, fear prehene in his evidence to the committee at the meeting stated that during his installation, invitation letters were extended to Nananum to witness his installment, and no chief came to object to his installation, that he was a subservient chief under him, and that they have customary role in the installation processes. He continued that it had been over a year since his installment, and no paramount chief had come to challenge his position as a chief for not swearing oath of allegiance to him. He therefore debunked the claim that Fiapre owed allegiance to a word master. When a chairman ponsa autos me notice said, "Ya de miss Asia Kunyaso, Bese Mfie Dumni. Minko so antro hinibia. On hinibia so mebo kwa say, as a same so akyere no. Nem tebo Kunyaso. Ya de mi Asia Kunyaso no. So yo hina uso akyere obi a nka ono ne oba. No de wo adehye de wo so Kunyaso a. Uso akyere wo adehye na beso wo so akyere na wo ko so akyere o manyene. Ma dia Kunyan fe tiani. On hinibia mebo kwa du. Sem chenase mi so akyere no. Enti ni ebe kam enye de enye nokre nuaba. This is the genesis of the whole Kulabalu, what I say, fear pre issue. Now let's see the findings of the committee. The findings of the committee were as follows: 1. Sunyan Stew versus fear pre stew. The committee, upon thoroughly perusing the evidence of both parties, realized that there was a land dispute between Sunyan Stew and Fiapre Stew, which has no relation with any impediment on the registration of a chief. 2. Automatic number 1 Stew versus Fiapre Stew. The committee noticed that the relationship that exists between the parties is father and son. The parties accept that Fiapre Stew is the son of the automatic number 1 Stew. Also, the parties accept that Fiapre land was given by automatic number 1, his father. A word masses to versus Fiapre Stew. A word masses to claim that Fiapre Stew owe allegiance to them. The Fiapre Stew, on the other hand, debunked the claim. The committee noticed that this dispute or misunderstanding had been pending between the parties for a long time, and no forum had determined the matter for the parties to establish their claim. What I say? Sunyana de Yakani. Recommendation necessary committee necessary Oman who say Sunyana de on a Fiapre. As Asanteman so nebe wono nsenase. Your friend say automatic number 1 say oye neba. A word one say osai akyere no. Nanso nasem na o kan. Benko gina babia emongro. What you say? Ma be mu wa say ni we kan eye nokre ada we kan enye nokre. Now, recommendation of the committee. The Research and Traditional Affairs Committee does not have the mandate to make determination on matters of allegiance between the chiefs. The committee therefore recommended that the parties be advised to take the matter to the appropriate forum for determination, and thereafter the committee will act accordingly. Movie committee Research and Traditional Affairs Committee say mono powers say Mube determine the matters of allegiance between chiefs. It is for non-fanco appropriate quarters, appropriate The committee therefore recommended that the parties be advised to take the matter to the appropriate forum for determination, and thereafter the committee will act accordingly. Other fanco appropriate beko. Now me ma apply. In the application, I say, me pe man. And now matna asem no so. Nipa miensa ne ba betiem. What I say? Eye sunyane. Dumase number 1, a word must. Ne ba bo me kwadu. Tieni na mahwehwem monhwehwem say yemfa asem no enko appropriate quarters for determination mabenkoka na bekoka but appropriate quarters no dem committee no mantreo na bekoka be muaye no na mbe gina so ate nti saa nipa mieza na bebo ko adu no e de fie pri wan ne mfa asem no nko appropriate committee niaba wa je o tena committee so na se saa o kan saa asem wo ya this report signed by chairman Okochire Dom Sechiakun II drobo in on the transfer ne niesani. This is the report ntiminu atiefo omienu biem ye mabam niebe asema ya kan hey dia wo he na kire se fiapre on fata man hina ho boni buga o ti ase homa o dwane ko asante enti Asantehene de eya mu buga abobo abura abobo ene ma fiapre o kwa asante o ti ase enti yanka yenya kokodro de kantre ya hemfo no se kukuru ni jaya keka no ebejai sa buro no ni buga no a bebo ahemfo binu ma bempese be nya independence no meka sem yekom e friend say German ho krobi ye friend atuna ono atena asase so oye bono German hene a ye friend bono hene oti Cote d'Ivoire no oye na German hene oye e friend say oni independence wa bona frustrations sabra ye kasi monya ne ntere se namasa ni dibebi beso be pe man hena ni efia prefofo mu ya ene sampa fom ya enu bi enu mu ane benam na mate kwase ba fa ho kra be ko Asantehene se Asantehene omo be man hene na we na Asantehene okwo bijabe na oti region num na wotia na efata se otia mini aba enti mere me conclusion ne say ye de hoso bo Asantehene eyeye eye ya ye nkofo ya hemfo no atimodre amakote bono champema moso bono champem dudu akwa o sene o yonko a otare ho sa slogan no word look at this slogan obi koti na Asanteman no o se asante kotoko kuma pema apembeba o ti ase obi a o pe bibia kokotoko no yenye ne de yenye na bro. The meaning of the slogan no say santini hu nu asantini a boa no anamwa who control the awure bone champion no eyidu akwa wo sene wo yonko a otano sa slogan no nye ne anyansunzu nye no anyansunzu aso yi ndu de ho kobo Asantehene say
onim ho hwe
masa mo yen kan okre eti me de manu osi
Mr. Kojo Ajiman oye historian onna ene ne twetwe nkomo efa yefia pre nkomo ene ne ama eye bono ahemfo ne bi etimi free ha ekọ eye Asanteman mu me ekọ bo mo ma ahene no eno ena Mr. Kojo Ajiman achirechire mu with evidence se utie ya nso bobodin omo sensan ye omo de omo san share krata ase omo tena ase committee ne bibia wa chirechire mu enti se still na no bibi wo ho a wonti ase a fato comment section ho no ai na odi anu yie ebebrel Old Burger TV ni midin any Jane for free. Se won subscribe ya no subscribe, like, comment, share fama afoforo se na be ya. Abre bia ye di video foforo betum no nso benya bia hwe no ahya ma afoforo na wo mo nso atimi ehu ne ekoso na amamra di amane ne ye nti ase a ye ti baabi enye se wo kan ya kabekura minim se sa bi mutimi ko tietiem obi timi de letter ko se opese ye bo ne ma ahene na edima kotiem tie ne na de be se ji so ko Asanteman mu ma Asantehene ekobo ne ma ahene makrabo